Getting in shape.
Hello to everyone we missed. Yeah, Ghostface. I love these swimming lives and vibes.
Okay, back over here now. This is so good on the body. I can tell.
Babe, if you feel some sore or pain, just
I'm gonna add myself to the stage. Hey, everybody! It's Ray. It's Life and Vibe, and Chantel and Salah are doing a live swim at the moment. So I just thought I would share that moment of just absolute grace. Because we've got the new health problem video, which is what we're going to go straight into in a minute. And but she's swimming, which is good because I think everybody thought it would be a mukbang. So to actually have Miss Chantel out there swimming is quite interesting. Anyway, let me just say hi to everybody, and then we're going to bring up the health thing. I don't think we're going to really spend any more time on the swim than what we saw tonight. It's just another Chantel live swim that surprisingly 300 people are watching. So there you go. Hey, Pat. Hey, come on in. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Hey, Bella. I know you're in Sweden. Awesome new tools and technology. Oh, interesting. I do like continued education too. Yeah, I was about to say you're in a weird time in the moment over in Sweden. It's late. Hey, Catherine. Yes, come on in. Oh, the Rod Stewart. Yeah. Come on in. We do love some Rod around here. I'm trying to get times where I'm a little bit easier to see at the other side of the hemisphere. So there you go. Hey, come on in, Mash TF. Come on in. You have so many opinions. Oh, good. Well, we love having them shared. Hey, Brooke, come on in. Come on in. And we've got Tammy loves to travel. Well, good for you. I hope you're traveling somewhere fun this summer. I said hello to Miss Pat. We got Thunder Rain here. Miss Abrianna's here. And Mrs. Megan 8. I hope I'm not missing anybody out. And Bella Wolf is here. Hey. And hey, Michelle. Hey. Good evening, everybody. We're a little group tonight. I'm guessing there's all sorts of fun live streams going on, but like I said, I decided to come on in and just have a look at this health video that she had. So obviously I've sort of seen parts of it. It's very I'm hoping her low energy does not rub off on me tonight. I've been very busy today. And so we need Chantel to have more energy, but I have a feeling that's not in this video. So I'm trying to figure out, hey, Delulu Pondu, come on in. Yeah, it's agoraphobia appropriation. Yeah, I don't think that people who really do have to experience agoraphobia, let me pronounce that properly. Goodness me, agoraphobia are probably that. I think they're quite upset because I think they feel that, as always, Chantel is appropriating an illness and then trivializing it in some way, because obviously her behaviors and the way she just gives herself these illnesses, But we'll see in this one today. She tries to give a different story. But if you haven't had a chance and you would like to hit the likes, it still helps me up the aggro. Goodness me, I can't speak tonight. Goodness me, I am tired. I'm going to get teased mercilessly on the comment sections for how tired I sound. And I probably will end up saying, 40 times and not realize, because the more tired I become, the more colloquialisms from my hometown in England I tend to use. So apologies. I just wanted to take a little sip of fluid because I'm seemingly So we're all over the place. But I am getting closer to being back on camera. So I am so looking forward to that because I feel like it would add a little bit more if people could see my horrified expressions. And so I'm excited. I'm excited. So I'm just hoping everybody's doing well wherever you are in the world. Nothing like going to see a psychiatrist or therapist and needing a Xanax to leave the house, right? Well, yeah, but you know, Chantel, as we find out in this video, is offering her, and I'm sure Funny Girl, I know she's busy, would love this, but offering to start a support group for people like her, a safe space. Oh my God. When I heard that, I was like, really, Chantel? You really want to be able to do that? Hey, Rosebud, come on in. You really want to do that? You really want to start she always talking about starting these support groups. I was like, please don't, girl. Please. No support groups. All right, let's just get into it. Let's not even waste time. Unless you guys want to see them swimming again. But I think, we've had a few people join us. So initially, we were looking at Chantel swimming. I might be a little bit behind.
Take a break, okay?
It's look
Don't
at
be
this.
hard on yourself.
Okay.
Take it slowly, step by step.
She's doggy paddling.
Anytime. I'm always here for you, baby.
No, really, I know. I'm just teasing. Nobody wants this. Chantel, nobody wants this, girl. We're getting rid of this. We want to watch this sad stuff instead. Okay, so we're sharing this tab instead. Okay. It's actually not very long. So we may not, but there's a lot to unpack. So I can take a 17-minute video and seemingly make it an hour. So we won't be here too long tonight. But there's a lot to unpack in this video, I feel. All right, so she starts out, I have a new health problem. And then this cartoon, I guess that's Salah sitting under Chantel. Is that what that is supposed to be representing? Is that Chantel and that's Salah? That's what it looks like. She squished him. I don't know what this is, but anyway. Okay. All right, Chantel. We'll leave her at her normal speed since it's not too long of a video. Thank you for that, Chantel. All right, let's go. Intros are so passe.
Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I literally woke up not long ago and weighed myself. So here's my weigh-in.
Oh gosh. Here we go again, guys. Can anybody explain? Oh, thank you, Taliu. Thank you so much for the super chat. So appreciated. Says, why do nurses work at hospitals 12-hour shifts? My mom is in the ICU right now. How much can I make suggestions for care before they hate me? Oh, well, you know what I always say, Tallyhoo? If you want to get to nurses' heart, come in there with a box of cookies or something, or some donuts. Bribe them with food. I swear it will go a long way with the nurses. So I would then try to see if you could speak with whoever, say the nurse who's supervising the floor that day, and speak with her and let her know some of the concerns that you may have with the care, and let her address that with the staff and see if they can do something so that you don't, end up, not explaining, because ICU nurses are very highly trained and skilled. And so, you do want to not, they are some of the best out there. So, if it's suggestions about food or stuff, I certainly would go to whoever the charge is and say, hey, I just want to make sure this is getting done for my mom or that's getting done for my mom. And then let the supervisor deal with it and see if it improves anything, rather than going directly to the nurse. Because nurses sometimes, they understand, but they're doing certain things within their profession. So, unless you're a nurse yourself, Yeah, bring food, talk to the charge or the supervisor, and just say, hey, I have some things that I just want to make sure are getting done with my mom. Should I let the nurses know? Or, how should I, navigate that with the nurses who are working with my mother? And I would always try to do it that way rather than, kind of going to the staff directly. Why such long shifts? They had it that to get 36 hours of a work week, that nurses at some point thought, because it was hard to get the coverage from like 7 to 3, 3 to 11, 11 to 7 to do those 8 hours. And so a lot of nurses thought it would be better to do a 12-hour shift and get like 3 12s and get your 36 that way. So you were only working 5 days a week instead of, having 8 times 4 and 8 times 3 and just very, and having to do pretty much more hours maybe with 8-hour shifts. So that would put them almost towards having to do like 4.5 days. So nurses rather take the breaks in between, because if you do your shifts in certain ways, then you can get pretty, decent amount of time off. But now they're making everybody do every other weekend and stuff. It used to be like you have weekend staff and all sorts of stuff. So I don't know. I don't like 12-hour shifts because sometimes they've turned into 20 hours for me. So and nobody wants to be doing a 20-hour shift. So yeah. So yeah, I hope they were good suggestions for you. And all of you who have ever had to, but I can let you know, a little something for the nurses always goes a long way. Because they're always hungry and they don't have time to grab stuff. So you can get a selection. Tasty treats and things that aren't healthy. Yeah. Did Bella Wolf make a good suggestion? You said you have issues with the hospitals where you have patient advocates. Yes, that too. That too. That too. But I don't think they're the ones who are going to, unfortunately, be able to address the care issue in the patient room. So they advocate for the patient. Now, if her mother feels, then I still think the first person you need to talk to is the charge, because the advocate, may or may not have that ability to change the practice. So, but just, follow up, because ICUs are run in a very particular way. So that's why I don't know if the advocate is the person for that. They do great in emergency rooms and for other certain situations. But yeah, talk to whoever in charge. That's what I say. You can even speak to the floor's nursing manager, because and go in the daytime and, try to go, in a good hour. Like early in the morning and later in the evening are not the times to try to go. It's more probably 10 a.m. Sometime. Try to find out if they're going to have a meeting, the managers, so you can actually catch them. Yeah. You just have a ton of questions. Well, and so that's why it would be good for you to sit with the supervisor, because there's going to be a charge on that floor who may be able to help you, or get a family conference so that you can have some questions answered along with, them and the physician or whatever. But then you would want to request a patient, like a family conference. And that can be arranged. So that's what you then would want to ask for. Because obviously when the nurses are working and getting peppered with questions from families, which happens a lot, it ends up running you late for the other patients you're supposed to be getting to. So you always want to try to help answer questions, but sometimes it can get overwhelming when you have a lot of work to do. And so, the nurses are there to do a job to obviously care for the patient. Obviously, we want the family to have their questions answered, which is why I say always go a little bit higher up, because the nurses are there to do the patient care. And obviously, love on the families, but it does get, very, especially when you have different family members coming through. So you've already answered those questions and now you have whole new family members coming in. So it's always really good to get one family spokesperson who then is going to disseminate information. rather than having multiple family members come in and you know, constantly asking the nursing staff questions that they've answered sometimes. So, because you do have a lot of work to do, we have a lot of charting, we have a lot of paperwork, and obviously the patient is the priority. So, especially ICUs. So that's why it's a very difficult balance sometimes. And I, you know, it's what I certainly had to learn in hospice. So yeah. Okay, so hope that answered your question. I went totally off track there. But what a surprise. So I hope, you know, but still bring in some treats, you know. You'll still probably get them a little bit kinder. But yeah, ICU nurses are very focused. Just let you know. Most of them are trying to become nurse anesthetists. And I hope your mum is gets better. If she's in the ICU, I hope she's doing better. And you know, that we wish her best in prayers and all of our thoughts with her. And that she will be out of the ICU soon, because ICUs are not fun places to be for patients. Very traumatizing. Because a lot of going on. So that can be overwhelming for the patient too. And the families. Absolutely. Yeah, we want best wishes for Mama Tally. Absolutely. Yes. No, the nurses, I promise you, sweeten them up with some treats and just talk to the head nurse. And then you got questions. And could you call a family conference? You know, maybe they could actually include the physician in there. I'd like to see them answer the questions. I'm just teasing. They're great. I love my doctors. Would not be anywhere without them. Okay. So Chantel is doing a weigh-in. Okay. Can somebody, okay, when I'm usually on the scale, like, I know I have one of those ones that you step on and it tells you your weight, but I always feel like when I step off, the weight comes off with my stepping off, you know? So I'm always trying to figure out, how does Chantel not have her little hobbit feet up on the scale? And she's trying to tell us too, that she is losing weight. Oh my goodness. The only person that she fools in this situation. Hey, Cheekbones, come on in. You think it's lies? Lies? Well, Thunder Hearts Father says, thank you. Lies. Bella Wolf says, oh, okay. Well, that was another conversation. I'm sorry. You step on and off, then step on, and it keeps the number on the scale. Oh, interesting. But does anybody believe that Chantel is, hold on, let me make everything small around here. I'm going to disappear me for a second. 347 pounds? Yeah, just for a second. Do you think, supposedly, from what, no, Michelle? You don't think she's 347 pounds? Sandra says her weight for a second after I step off. Yeah, like for a second. Mine doesn't last. But Rosebuds, you get back on it. It tells you to again and holds it. Nobody believes she's 347 pounds. Chantel, nobody will believing you at 347 pounds. You do not look like a 347 pound person going into the pool. Oh, you'll last a while? Interesting. See, everybody's scales are a little bit different. That's negative, Ghost Rider. Yeah, I understand that Pete did finally confess that Chantel tampers with the scales and that she does do that, because this is so silly. You never believe her weigh-ins, but I do believe she could have unexplained weight loss due to out of control diabetes, cancer, etc. I mean, I don't know if she's actually had weight loss. You know, I would like to see her legitimately get up on a scale that can handle her weight, because this says max 180 kilos. So that would be the maximum weight, I'm thinking, times 2.2 to make it into pounds, is the maximum that thing could take. After that, this scale is not going to be functioning correctly. It's going to give out all sorts of wonky woo. And I think she's over that 180 because 180 is not far from this. So I don't think that scale could weigh her correctly. I don't think she wants to be weighed correctly, but I don't think the scale weighs correctly. Yeah, she has 1 foot on that thing. Absolutely. Absolutely, Thunder Rain. She puts 1 foot on that thing and then gets it off. And she doesn't even try to put for full pressure. She probably sees the number coming and takes her foot off. You made it. Thanks. What's the weight, Ray? Oh, she's real thin now. She's 347 pounds. And she's gone down, I think. Jamie says amen. But obviously, Miss Chantel is, if somebody can do 2.2 times 180 for me real fast so I can get the actual correct pounds. That's the actual maximum weight. Sorry, I just can't get to a calculator easy at the moment. That would be the maximum weight this scale could take. So I think the biggest issues, other than obviously we know Miss Chantel just puts a foot on there and gets to a weight, I don't think she actually could weigh herself. 396. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the people who calculated. 396. Thank you. So 2.2 pounds to a kilo. I'm very good at the metric conversions. So I learned metric, and obviously I've learned imperial. And so that's the one thing that blessed me for a nurse is my ability to remember all those. But yeah, so 396 pounds. That's 4 pounds. So 400 pounds, just shy, is the maximum that scale could effectively weigh somebody. And I think Chantel went way over 396 a while back ago. So math not your forte, Tess. That's okay. That's okay. I can't say that I was like the best at college algebra, but I got through it. And Sandra says, I wish the US would use metric. It's much easier because it's all divisible by like tens and ones and twos and stuff. So it's so much easier to use than all very archaic, 3 feet to a yard and all this craziness. That's probably why everyone likes the number 3, because everything was like by 3 for the imperial system for some reason. I think she weighs at least 450. Is that what you think, Michelle? I think so too. I think she's a little bit heavier. So I don't think the scale will ever get a chill. Pardon my allergies, everyone. My calls have been covered. And I went out and did a lot of walking today. So I have been very busy. Yeah. Hey. Oh, I know. You be safe. Wi-Fi isn't the best. Well, Chantel is telling us she weighs 347 pounds. And we've worked out the scale can't take more than 396 pounds accurately weighed. And that's like pushing it to the max right here. Look, max. And I think she's beyond the scale's capacity. So, yeah, it's a great start to the lies on this video. Oh, Chantel, we all have to laugh, girl. No one believes you're 347 pounds. Unless I don't think she that's a lot of water retention lost.
I have a huge glass of lemon water. I just woke up craving it. I don't even know why. But
Well, careful, girl, because the lemon can be very damaging to the enamel of your teeth. So I just want to point that out for you, Chantel. And yes, I sound like I was punch drunk tonight because I'm tired. I was really busy today, but I did want to just do this for fun for a little bit tonight and catch up with everybody again. So yeah. Okay, looks like the cat's trying to escape. And Chantel comes out very low energy. So just be prepared. She's very sad.
Dehydrated, I guess. That's good. I put a whole lemon. Am I guilty of sometimes passing out without washing my face?
Oh, girl, we know you don't wash your face. Please don't. um, the truth in that statement that I just flashed up. Let me go back there. I wanted to make sure that when somebody talked about about the weight loss unintended is not a good thing. So I want to always do address that. If you do have sudden weight loss, changes that way that you are not intending to lose the weight, then obviously that's an issue you need to follow up with your provider with. I don't know if we know Chantel really losing weight because I don't think the scale actually can effectively weigh her. From based on the amount of fluid she was given for resuscitation at the hospital, and based on kind of weight to the kilos and how they were doing it, and the fact that she got 6 liters, which seemed fairly accurate, actually. They probably did even different stuff too, like and they would give DW5 if she was or is it deep? Anyway, sometimes I forget all the acronyms, but they would for helping lower sugar along with lactated ringers and normal saline. Use all sorts of stuff to start to balance out that hyperglycemia. But based on those 6 liters, it would have put her around 450, 475 pounds. And I don't think she looks like she's lost 130, an entire person since she's been to Kuwait. So she was hospitalized. We don't think, no. Remember, Chantel just upset the entire, when she was hospitalized. Yes, Tess, the time she was hospitalized in Canada is when she got the 6 liters, not here in Kuwait. Yeah. So the filters, yeah, this is bad. This is bad. The poor cat over here just dreaming it could get out of there. But yeah. So based on the amount of fluid that she received and based on the capacity of the bathroom scale, I would say the evidence would be pointing to a lie unless she had a massive dramatic weight loss since Christmas, or no, it wasn't even Christmas. It was her birthday time. Jesus, it was March, April. It's only a couple of months. It's like not even a month. How could she have lost 100? Girl, stop lying.
Before I pass out? Yes.
Oh, yeah, that too.
So I'll go wash my face.
Oh, yeah. And then she confesses, obviously, that she doesn't take her makeup before bed. That's a cardinal sin, girl. That's the one thing you should not do. Because if you put makeup on, especially if you've been paddling out in that pool and stuff, I hope you've been rinsing off when you get home. Oh. It's kind of, I mean, not that I've not passed out, but usually if I've passed out, it's probably on the couch. I'll wake up and I'll wash my face and finish out what I was supposed to do and then go to bed proper. Because that does happen. But I know sometimes when I'm going to get to that point, so I just try to get my face washed and do it earlier in the night, especially if you're just going to be chilling out, watching TV. Girl, that's why your skin look messed up.
I'm going to go shower, actually.
Oh.
Soon.
Oh.
So, you saw my way in there.
I know I'm stopping, but it's the way she says things. Oh, I'm going to go shower. Soon. What's soon in Chantel's world? Why haven't you showered before you did your live stream? That's one of the things that I generally tend to try to do, if it's due, is to feel clean before even I go on air, and I'm not even on camera at the moment because I don't feel it just. She's nothing to do. Okay, thank you, Junebug. G-Bug's upset
I have
about
no
it as
idea
well.
how I weigh that. I think I'm lighter than the last time. I was 157 maybe
Oh gosh.
kilos.
Oh my.
I have to check. But like I have no idea how that's possible. The only thing I can think is maybe the swimming is working. It like doesn't feel like
No.
exercise. It just feels like it's fun.
Exactly. Thank you for pointing it out in such a great way about it being Bella with part of her job and who doesn't get cleaned and dressed for a job, right? Exactly. It's like one of the things they say when you're, having content creation is, get out of those pajamas first thing, get yourself ready for the day, and then sit down and start doing all the things that you want to do in regards to your channel. Because otherwise you'll get stuck into stuff and next thing you'll know, it'll be time for the Price is Right. And if anyone who's not from the US would know, that's at 11 a.m. One of my all-time favorite TV shows. I love The Price is Right. It's my guilty pleasure. Everyone's got to have one. No, she has no proper hygiene. She has no proper hygiene. Michelle says, we need a June bug emoji. Oh, thank you. This is infuriating. Okay, why? She's only just lied about her weight and is now coming out, as Rose Thor Reacts called it, sad fishing. Because she got a lot of backlash about the agoraphobia comments. So now she has to come out here and get it. Junebug, they want you to have an emoji because to put in to the chat when you start barking at the neighbors. Good girl, Junebug. She's working for her money. Blue Hunter says, I can never imagine being this unhealthy and has nobody around her who cares enough about her to help, except TikTok and reaction channels, apparently. Yeah, but we're haters. And at least she and Salah are swimming. So she must be feeling a little bit better because she's back in the pool tonight. So she needs to get a bikini and she needs to start to shower right after her swims. I mean, that's perfect. You swam. I cannot imagine having been in a public pool and not having rinsed and showered, especially and going to the beach even more so because you're covered in sand. But you rinse off before you come into the house and then you take a shower. So it's like a dual process here at the beach. Oh my goodness. MK says, I make it bearable. Well, thank you. I'm sounding a little bit tired this evening, so I'm gonna try to not sound tired because Chantel's so low energy. Cheekbone says she'll be stuffing her pie hole tomorrow. Yeah, it's gonna be mukbangs. Oral to every surface on her body. Oh my goodness. She is probably a walking petri dish at this point. I hate to say it. You like a June bug emoji too? Oh, I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to get back with my. I thought about it. Oh my goodness, I have all sorts of other emojis I haven't been able to release, but I've only got June bug badges. I don't have a June bug emoji. maybe I'll borrow as a badge and put it as an emoji. I think everyone has one that says new. Maybe we'll borrow it. I'll talk to my graphic designer. The pool is her bathroom. I know. That's what scares me. Is that she's using the salt. You still need to rinse off, girl. You got to get in there and dry them folds properly. Otherwise, you're going to end up with another lesion somewhere. Oh my goodness. I think she thinks it's helping her skin out. Michelle says maybe she ruined the couch sitting on it still wet from the pool. Has she addressed the couch's disappearance? Oh, good spot, Michelle. Oh Lord. Oh God. Maybe. Oh God. Oh, that's Michelle. You're awesome. Cause see, sometimes I'm reading all the chat and stuff, and I'm not looking at the room. I am. Oh my Lord. Ah. Now I'm just. Maybe she laid on it like a baby seal. She always talks about it. And now they ruined the couch. Ah! Oh God. So I'm saying, oh yeah, income. Well, maybe that. Oh God, TLR. You know what? That's so funny. You know why? Because of mega yeast infection and just how true that would be, and how. Oh God. You're missing something. The couch is missing. Yeah, the couch is missing. It's like, look, look. The furniture looks this. It looks like there's nothing here that's usually here. It got fouled somehow. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. All right, let's keep looking. Let's look for the furniture moving. Ugly bags are becoming toast. Well, she didn't sleep well. Oh, oh gosh. Yes, the furniture looks different. Now I know she always had the couch here, but it's the one that used to have the YouTube plaque right here, seemingly gone. I don't think she addresses the couch. What's going on? Maybe they didn't do the monthly pay on the rental for the furniture, so they took it back to the store.
And and like you feel a little burn, like if you're treading water too long, or if I'm swimming too long without touching the ground. But like,
oh, okay,
overall, it's just like nothing. So it doesn't feel like exercise.
Has Chantel gotten so large now she can block the couch that's behind her? Maybe it is the angle, because these flags look much larger. So it looks like she's sitting more in the middle of the room, like she's gone back, like closer to the window. Or maybe it's the camera. I don't know, girl. You really need to do something about your poor teeth. This is looking discolored, Chantel. You really, I mean, I brush my dog's teeth probably more often than you brush yours. Because Junebug literally gets her teeth done once a day. And I even got the little plaque scraper. And she'll let me get in there and just for a second, get a little bit of plaque off at a time. We have to do it slowly. Oh, Chantel.
Size whatsoever. And that's the kind of exercise I feel like I need right now. So as the thumbnail says, I do have a new health issue that is being taken care of. I'm on another medication now. I don't want to say what it is, and I don't want to.
How is she already? How was she just like happily eating that sushi mukbang yesterday, and going nuts over that dynamite shrimp, and yet today she's already seen a doctor and gotten the medication after waking up late? So do they just go to the pharmacy and pick stuff up? Do you think she just gives like Salah like something like, go pick me up this and this after she Dr. Googled it? Girl, I'll tell you about some medications. Because I'm still on my antibiotics. Maybe she just feels, maybe she's jealous. Maybe she's jealous that I'm sitting here on all of these drugs at the moment from my doctor because I've had an infection for an extended period of time, which is the reason why I haven't been on camera, because it's right on my nose. I had surgery there in August, and I had some issues, as I've told people before. But if you're new to the channel, I have been talking extensively for the past month about the number of antibiotics that I have been prescribed, with this being the third round of taking Bactrim. But at least now I'm down to 7 days rather than 10. And then I'm down to 3 times a day on the, what's the other? Clindamycin, instead of 4 times a day for 7 days. And now they've added a little ointment, some Bactaban. See, I don't have any problem listing off the medications I've been prescribed, the doses. Well, the doses I can't remember off the top of my head, but at least the frequency. And you know, that I'm have an infection and where my infection is. So that's usually what people who are talking the truth. But if you have just something it's truth, I hope it's me, Patricia. No, I'm just teasing. Please. Amber's got the beatus. Oh God. Is that what happened? Is that the new medical news? Did she finally? Oh God. I mean, who would have thunk that coming? Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm on a heavy dose of antibiotics due to nasty chest infection. It's awful. Thank you, Tess Trueheart. Oh, I promise you, it was bad. That's why I disappeared kind of towards the end of April. I was like on a roll and I was getting ready to release my memberships and do all this fun stuff. And then I'd had the infection for quite some time and I just was not getting better. I don't think I realized quite how ill I was becoming. And so once I actually did get the antibiotics and it went to work, it just, how do you see memberships? Oh, like to join? Let me know, because somebody in one of the moderators would be very kind to drop into the chat a link to the memberships if that's what you're interested in, the pharmacist. I'm not other parts of memberships. I know I have a memberships tab on my community on my channel that you can go to if that helps. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you, pharmacist. It's one of Bella's colleagues. Yes, so Pat or Brooke or Rosebud or any of the mods, if you could drop the link to the membership. I know Angel Glass is always really good about doing that for me. I appreciate it because I don't think technically I can. So I appreciate that. I'm so glad you're interested in the memberships. I've got some step challenges and I've got a live stream just for the members coming up. I got something planned, guys. It's not exciting, but I'm trying to get it as a time and I'm still trying to figure out the right time. Anyway, Blue Hunter says, I'm 44. Oh, premenopause. Yes. Oh, working out again today. I wasn't prepared for that. I'm so sorry, Blue Hunter. Yeah, that's hard to hear. I myself entered menopause. So I was premenopause at your age. And I entered menopause, like the final part of premenopause at 47 and officially at menopause, I think it was 48. So I was on the young end, but normal, so I can understand how that feels. And now I'm obviously just an old lady with menopausal, but I don't get any symptoms. I really don't get any more hot flashes or the first time that awful. I'm not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie. Thanks, guys, who dropped the links in. Thanks, Pat. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know how to find stuff anyway. Yeah, I do have another link. There should be a join button on my channel. All right, sorry. Let me get back to Chantel. I'm so sorry you're having to go through that. It's tough. It's tough. But we still stay strong, and it's actually I haven't felt apart from when I had the symptoms. Now I promise you, I feel blessed not having to deal with what every month. I'm really like it and I don't miss all the hormonal changes. They say menopause is supposed to make you worse, but I promise you, I'm far more steady now than I had been prior to that time. He actually thinks it actually can benefit you as a female. And I think I probably, because I was thinking about like hormone replacement. And I was thinking, God, I probably eat so much soy. I'm just getting the estrogen from the soy products that I eat all the time and the tofu, the rampant amounts of tofu that I eat and stuff. So anyway, all right, let's get back to Chantel because she looks so sad over here. Yeah, no visits for Aunt Flo. I don't miss that. It's like that's the one thing that's the blessing. Okay. Junebug emojis in the chat, everybody.
I don't want to talk about it right now. Maybe down the line. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it right now. I just don't want to talk about it. I'm just feeling like,
I know.
you know,
I keep stopping her, but then why come on air and talk about the fact you don't want to talk about it? Because you want your audience to, like, next time you go live, which you're swimming in a pool, doesn't, you know, look like somebody who's like not doing well. I promise you, I was like flat out on the down for the first 10 days taking those antibiotics. I was hurting, couldn't eat, felt awful. I was trying to get the probiotics to start working. Now I still take my probiotics. I don't have any issues at all, which is miraculous for the amount of antibiotics that I have been on recently. Thank you, Junebug. But I've been very limited on my diet. I've only just started to think I might be able to eat a piece of vegetable like that isn't like a salad, because salad is about as far as I've gotten, because all of the rest of it just seems like too much fiber to digest. So it's been tricky. But, you know, Chantel's a trooper.
just don't want to talk about it, I guess. I don't know.
Yes.
Not ready for the world to know certain things. So I'm this way because
I guess she needs to compete with Amber Lynn. I guess that Amber Lynn coming out with the beatus with the old sugars, then I guess she needs to have something too. Because the other one didn't work from the other day. Nobody was taking that one very well. I don't know. See, the problem is because her channel is based on her, and she's not very, like, this channel is not necessarily based on me, but I'm not scared to share that information. You know, I'm a registered nurse. I talk about health topics and medicine. So obviously, and this is just for education, informational purposes only. I'm not diagnosing or treating anybody this evening. I always want to preface that. Then why are you here? Other than to hopefully get sympathy from your audience, and hopefully they'll feel more like wanting to send her money through super chats and memberships. Because from what I can tell from watching her live streams, though she'll get a decent number of people watching, it wasn't like the time when she came back from Canada after the new year and was telling everybody she was down with the sciatica, and she was getting constant super chats, and she was getting tons of people joining her memberships. And then I guess what people found out is that Chantel doesn't do anything in her memberships. Like, she doesn't, I think, give any emojis or special badges, or I don't think she does anything. So I think it's like confusing for her audience to want to give her money now. And so she's got to come out and do something that's going to, get people talking, I guess. I guess we're talking about it, so it works.
I'm very tired and I'm just up, but I wanted to do a weigh-in and just see.
See what? That the scale isn't appropriate to weigh you because it's made for 396 pounds maximum, 180 kilos for our other metric friends. And that scale can't take your weight. And so you want to come out here and lie to your audience? Oh, girl. With your old makeup on your eyes because you can't wash your face before you sleep? Then you're telling people you're waking up late because you're tired? Like, because you're out there swimming in the pool at 3, 4 in the morning because you don't want anyone seeing you. That's what your grandma used to tell you, to wait for your food to digest before you go swimming. You get the swimmer's cramps. You got to be careful putting your food times close to your swim time, Chantel.
I opened my agenda and I felt sad because I have all these goals. And, we were getting hyped up watching travel vlogs and things. And I realized, like, where we're going to be traveling, I'm going to be needing to walk so much.
I don't know. Maybe she's been catching some of my lives just telling about all her health stuff and everybody else's reactions and lives about her health stuff, which is numerous. I don't know. I think she's, you know, I- every time she says this, it's just when you've worked with a lot of people who have been ill, especially in my line of work, and you've worked with people at end of life, you've worked with people coming in for heart issues, you've worked with people with heart issues and diabetes, and so forth. Usually, when you go down, most people go down for a day or two. Chantel doesn't barely go down for half a day when she comes out with like a sad, I'm so don't feel good sob story. And then she's out swimming that night. Most people who are coming out and saying they don't feel good now they're on a medication would usually not be swimming that night unless it's something new for her diabetes. That's the only thing that, but I don't know. I don't even see where she would have been addressing that. I don't know if that, you know, I don't know. It's just too weird of a time frame, and then her behaviors don't match because most adults, when you feel sick and you feel down. You don't like jump around and do all she has issues, Bella? Yeah, she does. Shelly says $5 says we get a sub stop mukbang tomorrow. Or a spaghetti. Something comfort food. Yeah, but the sub shop sounds good because that's the least amount of work. She had none. She just breezed through it without any problems. Oh, okay. Maybe I picked up on a conversation. All right, Chantel, keep going, girl, because you got health problems. She's very sad.
I did what I could in Thailand, but the trip would have been so much more enjoyable if I was in shape. Even for in shape people, where we're going is tough.
Okay. Even for in shape people, where we are going is tough. So is the law trying to, is that why he's getting her so much swimming? Is because he's pushing for them to have, and for, to get out to do like a trip somewhere because he wants to go visit somewhere? Or is she just baiting people? It's just like, you never know. Base camp. She's off to the base camp. Is this her getting fit for Japan? Is she scared now that she needs to, lose weight to get to Japan? Is she, I can't imagine she even has the money for Japan. Rosebud says, who knows? Everest, there we go. Well, she has new issues. You think it's her kidneys? I wouldn't be surprised. Her kidneys are on the brink of tinkering down. The base basis. She hinted to Japan, but I think it's Malaysia. Malaysia would make more sense. Malaysia would make more sense. I mean, none of it makes sense, but she obviously, because I guess, like I said, in my experience as an RN, sorry, I was about to say expertise and experience, and then it just became that strange word, that she just doesn't seem like, well, I promise you, when you don't feel good, guess what? You don't want to be on camera. You don't even want to be behind an avatar on a live stream. Because I know when I went down for all those days at the end of April, I think I live streamed once in a week. And that was even tough that day. So it is just wild to me because this isn't somebody who's looking sick. Like, you wouldn't want to. When you're adult sick, okay, you don't want to do anything. To take an adult down to sick, for most of us, we wouldn't want a camera in our face. Oh, so this is why this is wild to me. And she got all this, didn't take her makeup off. So I guess they were swimming. God, I hope that abaya didn't dry on her body while she slept. She's got a yeast infection of the skin.
But I won't back down. No, I won't back down.
Okay.
So yeah. I have a new health problem. And I just feel defeated, I guess, a little bit. And I'm going to have to try very, very hard to pick myself up today and clean.
I'm just curious what this new health problem is, because she looked pretty chirper in the swimming pool and was hauling around with Salah. So it's obviously not that devastating of a diagnosis, because she looked pretty happy in the swimming pool, as we saw. She was swimming away. So I just don't know where she got answers to something that fast. That's a new health problem. Because usually it can take a little, you're so this, unless it was just through a blood test. And, but when was she getting a blood test done? Where did they all come on from? This doesn't make medical sense to me. My medical folks in the chat, is this making any sense to you? She was eating a shrimp mukbang the day before with the sushi fried food. I think she had been swimming that day or the night before. She then ate all that shrimp. I don't remember if I don't know if she went live again. I don't know. I don't follow her that closely sometimes. And then she came out with this saddy face video. And then she's swimming tonight. So I'm just trying to see in that course, where exactly did this health diagnosis? Because that's pretty rapid. And with what doctor does she have in Kuwait who's supposedly telling her this stuff? And if it were really happening, why didn't she make a bunch of content? Because didn't she last time, like a visit to the doctors? Why would she let that golden moment pass by? I mean, you can't just diagnose yourself, Chantel, all the time. You're not a doctor, girl. Just maybe test in Canada? You think she had tests in Canada? I think they would have come back sooner, though. From the hospital, and the tests they're doing there are just basic, metabolic labs, and they might do a CBC and a BMP, and an A1C or some glucose testing for somebody like Chantel. But they're not gonna, but they would have then found if there was an issue with her kidneys and anything like that at the time when they were pulling those panels out, or anything with her infection with the white blood cells. But, and if you don't present with that problem, they're not going to be looking for it. So I don't know where in Canada she's getting tests from, to be honest, other than just a basic, like I said, basic standard set of labs, CBC, BMP, and some hemoglobin A1C. Oh, okay, you're so sweet. How long have you been watching Foodie? I've been watching Foodie off and on since before she even was with Nada. So it was probably starting with Pete's in the Villa. But I didn't watch a lot of the Nada era just because like that. And I was watching her through reaction channels too. I've never been able to just till now go directly to Chantel. So I've been familiar with her sort of wild ways and lies. I couldn't do the part with Nada because I'm not into watching people get messed up like that. It's just not my jam. I can't take but so much like rage, drama. So, but the health stuff I can just about do. But thank you. Yeah, so I've been, trying to figure this person out for a while. But no, it's all lies. So, I mean, that's why I'm just like, why would your audience buy this? Because none of it makes sense from a medical perspective, in the respect that, unless it was a rapid flu test, a lot of times things that are serious can take a number of doctor's appointments, orders for tests. It's takes a little time sometimes. It might be a couple of visits before you get a definitive, answer, unless it's something they can see automatically in blood work, like infections, and then they're still gonna have to run other tests. It's not as just straightforward. It's a lot more involved. And that's why I just find it amazing that somebody who has no primary care is on a tourist visa, is supposedly, getting, diagnoses. It's like the guy, the endocrinologist, I think, was just happened to be somebody at a clinic who's probably used to dealing with it and just was giving her the basics of a diabetic diet. He's not there acting as an endocrinologist. She's not set up for that. So he's giving her all these diagnoses all the time. Where are all these doctors? Supposedly she says that healthcare is expensive in Kuwait. Okay, girl, stop duping us or keep duping us.
In my depression kitchen. Eat something.
Oh, I
good.
know. She's probably lying.
I'm really confused about my weigh-in. Like how the swimming.
I think there may be certain medications that you can get over the counter that may be more, FDA regulated here. So that could be how she's getting medications. But we don't know if she's really getting any scripts written for drugs or who's diagnosing or prescribing what. Because supposedly she was just on that antibiotic and the antibiotic cream for the wound or the lesion that we don't know. She wasn't going to tell us where that was. It's like, then just don't say anything. Just why the mystery, Chantel? We know why.
And yeah, if you're like new here, if you're wondering, I don't show myself on the camera when I weigh in, at least not now, just because like I don't want to have to get all dressed. This is like, I don't know, it's heavy. Like it's not heavy material, but you know what I mean.
Girl, we've seen you in the abaya and the reflection of the scale. Nobody thinks that your naked shadow stood in front of the scale. So every time you say you don't want to weigh with your clothes on, and then we can see you in the abaya in the thing, because that's what it looks like in the shadow. Doesn't look like you without something on your head and without clothes on. Because please do not do that to us in that metallic scale. What a thing to lie about, girl. I mean, just you outpace the scale's max weight anyway. We know that because of how much fluid you had to be given. And there's no way you've lost 130 pounds since you got back from Canada a month ago.
I just want to go and step on, undressed, and see how much I weigh, which is the way most people do it, I think. And I cannot show you my body, so that's how I do it. Like, just show you the result, which, if you're worried about any dishonesty, I've proven that I do weigh in accurately, because when I've been weighing in with my scale versus when I weighed in at the doctor, they were the same. So
that wasn't a doctor's. That was, you went to that Unicity event. There was a guy and a lady stood back there and Salah, and you did one of your funky tricks. And they just said, yeah, whatever weight. Because it really wasn't a doctor. Promise you. We didn't even see the nurse standing there looking at it. There's no way in a doctor's office that you're just standing there on the scale alone. Salah then says the weight, and the nurse and the doctor go, oh, okay. Doesn't work like that. And that's the clip you showed. I wish I had a copy of it up here. I'm sorry, guys, I can't flash it up like that. But my memory serves me correct. Because I watch these things. You know why? Because I've weighed more people than you can imagine, especially working in a heart hospital. That's all you do is weigh people. I promise you. It's a lot of weighing. Weights are important. Amount of fluid people take in is important. Amount of fluid people put out is important. So we measure all of that stuff. So I promise you, I got a keen eye for watching someone measure. And we know you lie. We know you're dishonest. And that time was not in a doctor's office. And it was at a MLM event for a scam product. So you're going to have to keep trying to defend your lies, girl. Because one, we know how much fluid you got resuscitated with, which puts you between 450 to 475 pounds. Secondly, that scale can't take more than 396 pounds or 180 kilos. So you've already maxed that thing out. Thirdly, that was not a doctor's office. That was an MLM event, because there's no way that the nurse wouldn't be stood there making sure that scale was balancing right. Because we always know that patients try to lie about their weight, especially patients like you, girl. You're the ones who roll into our offices and say, oh, I just got weighed at the other doctor's office and they said I was this. And, or I just weighed myself at home this morning. No, bitch, get on the scale. Obviously, I wouldn't say that to a patient. But just saying, we have to get the weights ourselves. So, sorry, I got feisty there, but she's just full of it.
I don't have any reason to lie about my weight. I'm only cheating myself doing that. And if I really wanted to lie about my weight, I would probably say that I'm 200 pounds.
Yes,
not 350, not 350, 60, 70, whatever.
Yes, thank you, Joanna.
I don't think I could get away with that, though, saying I'm 200 pounds. Imagine.
You don't get away saying you're 347 pounds. So why are you trying to aim for 2? Look at the smirk on her face. She hasn't seen 200 pounds since like high school, probably. Girl.
There was a time that I don't even remember. The smallest I remember being is 295. 295. And I was working out a lot at the gym and suffering. No pain, no gain, right? That's literally true. Change is painful, but so is staying the same, and I have to.
Well, she thought her life was on the line then. So she knew she had to do something about it to she get her surgery. And I think that was a wake-up call. But then she just slipped back into her habits because I understood that content to get her as many views. People, in some reason, they don't, people always say, no, you need to do this type of content because your views, so many more people. But people don't want to see that, unfortunately, when you've started a channel out the way she has. They do lose the views, and people, do sometimes. And that is the reason why they go back to doing the content, is because they want the money. So it's kind of a vicious cycle, especially when your job is, YouTube creation, and you've gone on the route that you're doing the food and the mukbangs, and now you're trying to do the weight loss. So I think, so she went back to her old habits, from what I understand.
To keep telling myself that every day. Do you want to keep being unhealthy? Do you want to live to be, 45, 50? Or do you want to live to be,
Oh yeah, we'll get back to maybe we'll do another Alexandra one night. And I always have to just check for copyright music. And we also, Glitters, our girl Glitters, Miss Anna, she always does good. And then I'm always, if you're interested, I would love to show some of the problematic videos I find from other just random, YouTube creators that aren't personalities that you get to know, but just say outrageous stuff about health claims, particularly. So, I mean, there's other things that I certainly find interesting. And as far as I don't know, Girl World may be having its time, in the respect that some of these characters, their health is really declining, which is what we kind of anticipate. But there's not really many coming into the space because I don't think that's really the trend. So these might be the last of these survivors of this. Who knows? But we'll see. There hasn't been anyone to kind of take the crown. Amber Lynn has kind of gone down. But I don't know. If anybody has seen anybody interesting, let me know.
70, 80.
I'll look at them happily.
Depends. 90. Who knows? Only God knows. But it's up to me to be responsible for my
Right.
health. And accountable for that. So I am going to try to make today a completely healthy day. I want to see if I can do at least a whole day of just taking care of myself and not binge eating, not eating.
Well, a good start would have been having a shower to have woken you up before you decide to make this 17-minute sad video. That would have been a good start. You looking clean, refreshed, showered before you came on air. That would have been a good start to the healthy start. But this looks like your usual start, and then you're swimming in the pool, and tomorrow will be a sub sandwich tuna mukbang.
Eating processed junk food, too much sugar, which, by the way, is horrifyingly dangerous for somebody with type 2 diabetes. For some reason, and I have to do it. I have to do it now. Travel is going to be coming up and I'm going to be majorly screwed. And I can't just wait around for all kinds of treatment and things. Yes, I can get help and stuff like that in the meantime.
I guess she does not want to go back to Canada for this next visa run. Because she doesn't need to be in Canada for another few more, or I guess she had 6 months out if she updated whatever she needed to in Canada. So now she's gonna go to somewhere else. Well, I guess what she's, I don't know if she's really concerned about her health, but I guess what she's thinking is that her content may not be great. I don't know. If the way she ate the day before gives me little hope for her making any great health changes. And if she is eating things that are not good for her health, she probably will be doing that off camera.
But I have to take the bull by the horns and literally start somewhere and keep it up, because otherwise it's I don't have a lot of time. I feel like I don't have a lot of time to diddle doddle around and keep saying, okay, this is the last hurrah, this is the last hurrah. I know this video was bleak and kind of depressing.
Well, yeah, but that's the way you wanted it to be, because you want to trauma dump and sad fish your audience all the time, girl. So you intentionally come out and make these types of videos because you want people to feel sympathy for you for whatever, trying to monetize your health when you've basically taken your health out on your own. So it's difficult, I think, Chantel, for people to feel a great deal of sympathy for somebody who is actively damaging their health through their diet and lack of exercise, and has known for years, and also does not take good care of their skin, does not take good care of their oral care. I mean, you have neglected your health for an extremely long period of time. I mean, just neglected it. Just took whatever your body had to give you and just took advantage of it. And it's, and I don't think this is even a wake up call. I think you're just using it to try to go on a sympathy or to get out of something or whoever knows what. I don't know. It's difficult to understand your motives for this stuff sometimes because it's so weird.
But hopefully, inshallah, that will change and future videos will be better. And I can be like, guys, I'm going on a dream vacation to challenge myself and do something different and take you guys traveling.
I think I see.
That's just like a dream of mine. I know my previous video, I was like thinking I'm agoraphobic.
Oh God, he's about to address the agoraphobia. Oh, so be prepared, everyone. Oh, Chantel. The reason, the travel video ideas, sweetheart, you don't show anything barely when you get to any places because you don't want to go anywhere. You just sit in hotel rooms and probably don't like local cuisine. So how is that fun for you're not an exploratory person. You're not naturally inquisitive. So to see you experience stuff isn't fun because most of the time you look like you're having a pretty rough time. And that's the only reason why people might enjoy watching it is to see how rough of a time you're having. But it's not because you're, adding to a experience of travel for the viewer. You're not the Lonely Planet, girl. Let's put it that way.
I guess I'm not if I can leave my house, is what people were saying, but and if I can travel across the world to Kuwait, that's a good point. I don't know. I'm just ignorant, I guess, in some ways. But I need a health arc.
Health arc.
I need a health arc. Maybe I'll start a support group on Facebook or something.
A health arc with a support group on Facebook. Really? Oh, that really does not sound like a good plan. I think that would be very detrimental to the people who were in the Facebook group. I certainly wouldn't suggest them being led by somebody as unstructured, unorganized, and as seemingly with narcissistic personality traits. It sounds like you just need to get therapy at this point. The support that you needs to be through medical providers and therapists, mental health folk. You need to go it both ways, girl, mind and body. But we're not talking about you starting a support group. You can't support even the arches in your goddamn feet, girl. Because you're flat-footed. How the heck are you going to support people trying to go through whatever you're supposed to be going through? Because you're not even saying. Is it for the beaters? Is that what the support group's for? I don't think you should be like leading that group. The support group. I'm sorry. I know Funny Girl would just be, I know she's probably busy, but I'm sure that she would be just thinking that's a grand idea. Chantel leading a community support group on Facebook. Oh, come on in, Chantel.
I don't know. There's got to be people dealing with this that also are looking or feeling lonely about it, you know? So, yeah. I need a good health routine. And me and routine, you know, it's like oil and water. So, but I need to do it. It's one of the main things.
Healthy routine. Just yesterday, she equated edamame with sadness. Literally said, this tastes like sadness. You know, when I came home from my walk, I wanted a little light snack, you know, because I've been out and I wanted to, you know, I needed to go to the store and I didn't want to have, you know, hunger and make bad choices once I got to the supermarket. So I have some really nice fresh raspberries at the moment. So I had those ready and washed and just a handful of peanuts. So I got a little sweet, a little salty, just enough. But I got a big, like a nice portion of the raspberries. The raspberries were much more than the salty nuts. And Junebug got a couple of peanuts too because she likes them. She loves peanuts. But yeah, just I've got her face that I can see her right on my monitor, on my computer. This just looks like somebody who needs to get to a dentist.
Is keeping me from succeeding in life,
God.
you know, in my own personal life. So,
How are all these ladies wanting to lead health talks? Anna, glitter and lasers. Follow me on my running adventure because I'm such a good runner. I've got such expertise. And we got now Miss Chantel here in her support group, and Amberlynn and her healthy eating, and now she has supposedly diabetes. It's like these are not the people to follow, okay? Not the people to listen to, not the people to follow, not the people to even try to get inspiration other than inspiration to take care of your health, which they do inspire people to do that constantly because the people tell me in my comments all the time. But to be like suddenly thinking that you have the experience, the know-how, or anything to do with a health arc, Chantel, is insulting to those of us who actually do understand health. This isn't a health talk. This is just you milking your audience for sympathy. Health talk.
anyway, I just thought I would come on here and open the camera. I just
Right.
was feeling a certain way, feeling a bit down.
I agree.
Even though my weigh-in is, you know, I thought I was going to be like up there because I haven't been eating healthy. I've been eating a lot on certain days. I've been binge eating. I don't even know. I need to keep track. Like I need to journal when it happens, how I feel, what I eat, which is what therapy has told me in the past, you know.
Oh God. What therapy has told me in the past. You had a meet and greet probably last time, and then a meet and greet last time. So the only place that therapy has told you is from you read it from Psychology Today online. Because you don't actually actively do therapy, Chantel. An intake appointment is not therapy taken. And the one and done is not therapy taken. And I'm not saying that journaling isn't good because it is, but we know the skill don't keep up with anything. She doesn't have the only thing she keeps up with is releasing mukbangs and, you know, sad fish videos like this, scam videos, where she's trying to milk something out of her, manipulate, you know, something to do with that, because that's what this is, just a manipulation of her audience. And just to get also reaction channels talking about her, because the swimming is, you know, not only difficult to hear, it's not that fun to watch. somebody who's not an Olympic swimmer competing for the gold medal. It otherwise it's just you splashing in a pool with bad sound and lighting, and us trying to figure out if you're about to lose your big toe.
Stay hydrated.
Yes, good night. Bella, go to sleep.
People with type 2 diabetes need to be extra hydrated.
Bella, I order you to sleep. Go to sleep, young lady. I will miss you, but get yourself some sleep, young lady. You got a busy day tomorrow. You got to take care of them students and learn all that new stuff to bring it back to us. Yes, you take care and you be safe. I actually was looking at a position about doing infection control for a place, but sounds like a lot of work. Full time, probably like 60 hours a week. I don't know. There was another one was clinical like coordination or education or something, which sounded a little more interesting. Anyway. Okay, Chantel. Keep telling us about your health talk, your journeys, your therapists, and your journals.
Especially if you're on like medication like metformin and stuff like that.
Okay. This is interesting because we just had the metformin conversation, and I know Eloise was there. Bella was traveling, but Eloise had joined in, and I was saying, I don't remember many of my metformin patients having stomach problems, and she would have been on metformin for a while, Foodie. And then we talked about it. There were people like, oh no, at the beginning it really hurt. I was like, oh wow. I obviously, because our patient population that I work with has been on the drugs and obviously have been able to tolerate it. But I understand when it's first prescribed, that is difficult for some to take, and they do get some stomach discomfort. And I was then saying, well, obviously, if that's the case, then you definitely want to let your doctor know, because you don't ever want to take a drug that is one that makes you uncomfortable, and you're going to have to take it long term, and then you're not going to really feel willing to take it. So make sure that you let your doctor know, so they can either let you know, oh yeah, this is common, it's going to take a week or two to get used to it, just bear with it, because that can happen sometimes with new medications. Or, no, that's a bad side effect, we need to do something else. Or have you actually been doing this medication with exercise and diet? Because all of these medications, even the one where the Jardiance, where they're singing about the A1C, even says underneath, combined with diet and exercise. And they don't mean diet like fried sushi, dynamite shrimp, mukbang, volcano roll. Okay, keep going, Chantal.
Because you're more prone to kidney problems, if not. So, yay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to treat my body this way anymore, I'm so grateful to have a life, to be part of this world, alhamdulillah, and I don't want to waste it. I know, I feel like there's just...
I think her audience just keeps telling her to improve her health and stuff, and she's, I guess this is a different thing to stop her from raging at everybody. But having worked in healthcare and kind of seeing her not have that sort of light switch on, which you recognize when you work with patients, when they've suddenly had that aha moment, like the moment when it's like, oh my God, if I don't start to change things, then I really will never get better. I don't feel that Chantel has had an aha moment. Not yet. So I don't see her changing, except lying continuously about her weight on the scale.
It's like a wall surrounding me, and just at the other side, if I can figure out how to break that wall, there's like an amazing life, a healthy life. Health is wealth. No matter how much money you have in life.
This is why I had to start commenting about these girls, it's because they talk so much about their health. And it's pretty apparent they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. I could tell that Amber Lynn doesn't manage the lymphedema. She doesn't manage it. She doesn't seem to do any of the things that we looked at if you were here for the video, doing like getting into the bodysuit and for all that stuff and getting the massages and all the things they're supposed to do, the therapies. I don't see any of them ever committing to any of that type of stuff. They'll commit to, an Amazon haul or a torrent haul or a mukbang or something of that nature more than they commit to their health at the end of the day. And the thing is, she's right. You've only got one body. But when you've gone this far along at 40, you have done a lot of damage. There's a lot of damage done. A lot of it starts much younger than people realize. The effects of all of it start to catch up with you in your 40s. And it's starting to catch up with some people in their late 30s now, which is really scary. Because their habits of eating bad and being sedentary are starting well into childhood now. Whereas before that children would just always be out and active, running around, we didn't have the video games, the things to keep us indoors. Anyway, Chantel, you look shifty-eyed as heck, and everyone can see it. And so everyone does not trust somebody who can't look directly at a camera and can't talk honestly. It shows a lying scale. I mean, when you start out your video with a fat lie about your weight, girl, it's all downhill from there.
It means nothing. If you can't do anything, if you're not healthy, if you're just gonna like ruin your body, ruin your health, So anyway.
Mm-hmm. That's right. It's okay, Junebug. Oh, poor Junebug's having a bad dream over there. It's okay, boo boo. Oh, I don't know if you can hear her in the background. No, she's hearing Chantel. She smirks. Yeah, she's shit, dude. I'm only 30, and all the time I always spent working on my feet, often on concrete, has already caused my back to always be tiny bit sore. Yes, it's definitely start using compression socks along with the work boots, because that compression will help with the blood flow and help get that blood flow up to the back too, just to help it. Because I promise you, I've worked on some hard floors as an RN, so I know how that feels. It does help with the venous return. And male, female compressions are wonderful. Just letting you know, I love my compressions over here. Yes, I would say too that she's stealing this from AOL's Thunder, and I think we mentioned that a little bit earlier, that she's, obviously we're halfway through the month almost. Today's what, the 14th, 15th of May. So we're halfway through the month, and she needs to, she's been cranking out content left, right, and center, cranking it out. Oh, we got a little puppy for Junebug. Thank you, Rosebud. Yeah, she was having a little bit of a nightmare over there. And literally she's run out of things to bring an audience to her. And so she did well with the sciatica scam. So I guess, anytime she has a new health issue, I'm sure her views was up when she started talking about the diabetes back in October. So she's got to get the health, it's either food or health, one of the two. Yeah, and I think the husband wants out of town. We're almost done, guys, but she still has some more crazy to say, surprisingly.
I remember reading somewhere that going from having an eating disorder, like binge eating and food addiction, and changing to a healthier lifestyle, it's a grieving process, which I never thought of. Like, I thought that was weird. Like, I only ever associated grieving with like a loss of a person, but it can also be a loss of an emotional crutch you've been using for 30 years. Or
do you think she actually listened to the episode that I had recently with Funny Girl? because I believe Funny Girl talked about that process being a grieving process and losing something. I believe that was part of our conversation. We had a long conversation that night, but I believe we touched on that topic, if I remember correctly. And I feel like she's talked about grieving food before. So that's one of her usual ones. Well, she does like to have the fast food funerals, but we definitely were talking about that the other day too. And we know that she loves to copy off of the channels as well, even the reaction channels, what we're talking about. Because I've heard her use like exact phrases of mine that are very, to me phrases when explaining something. You remember that too, Jenny? Yeah, but it seems like Pete's just lost his dad. Oh, he did. That's terrible. I'm so sorry for Pete's dad and Pete. So is she trying to? I mean, oh, I can't even imagine her having sympathy for anybody but herself. I just can't remember. Max says, grieve food until you get to eat. Well, she's gonna be eating soon. All right, Chantel, let's finish this out because you're gonna be late for your support group that you're starting on Facebook so soon. Can you imagine? I would almost want to see it just to see what support Chantel could exactly give people because she's so educated and trained in the area of therapy. She's exactly the person you want leading the support group.
Well, 25, probably at least 20 something years. So maybe even younger, maybe 30 years. When I think about being a child, like I've told you guys many times about the stories about comfort foods and stuff.
Stories, your childhood stories probably are all around Degrassi High. Because I don't think you were doing anything as a child, Chantel, except coming home from school and eating and watching Degrassi. Nothing else is going on. Food, watching TV, and then bed. So all these stories didn't sound, I don't think you were out there playing with your kids in the neighborhood, anything like that. You were probably in the house, eating a snack and watching TV. I would put money on that being most of your childhood.
Stuff. So, yeah, you can totally grieve the loss of food in your life. You feel like there's nothing there to hold on to, to escape to when things are tough. And making that switch to something healthy is a grieving process. And you're also grieving those many years of living that way and destroying your health, grieving that that you did that's how your life was for so long.
Okay, the strange sounds on my end. Okay, I think it's my I think it's the sound coming from my air vent where my air conditioner is. Okay, keep going, Chantel.
So
let me go fix that sound.
I'm just waiting for my time to wake up. And I'm hoping that time is now. I know I've said this like 1,000 times. I'm hoping, inshallah, that this is the last time. I think obviously there may be slip-ups. I mean, if there isn't, statistically, it would be a miracle if there weren't any. But gotta keep going. Gotta keep going. Anyway, sorry to depress you first thing in the morning. I'll try to update you guys later today. Hopefully I'll be in a better mood. I might do another video. I'll probably do another video with more updates on what I eat today. A food diary helps hold me accountable. It's true, when you write it down, you're like, holy crap, did I eat all that? It's true, it's shocking. It's like, what the heck? Anyway, I guess I'm going to go for now, guys. Thank you for listening to me. I know it's not always easy, but I do appreciate it. It's an outlet for me. Um, like I said, I'm going to think about like a support group or something.
What exactly is the group about, though? She keeps mentioning the support group and about how it, you know, but she hasn't said exactly what support for what. And for those who've lost parents and didn't have relationships and, you know, still felt affected, unfortunately for me, I can understand that in the respect that I didn't really have a relationship with my real father after the age of 10, and then never really kept in touch with him for whatever circumstances. Just back in the day, those things happened, and I lived in a different country. But then when I found out he passed, and I was doing some type of research for school in my nursing, so I was much older, and found his obituary and that he had passed a couple of years before that. And I was mentioned in the obituary, and he thought I was still living in Mexico. So he didn't realize I'd even moved back to the United States. So, and I did feel somewhat affected by it just because of the loss of a relationship I never had. So, yeah. Cheekbone says, where are all the mental health resources she had in Kuwait? She is the mental health resource, Cheekbones. She is the mental health resource. She will be starting the support group for whatever needs to be supported. Because she hasn't exactly said, is it for people with eating addictions? Is it for people who feel agoraphobic, sorry. Let me pronounce that properly, agoraphobic, so I don't sound like a complete moron. Is it a support group for those suffering expat depression? Is it a support group for people who cannot walk for more than 2 minutes? She's not specified the support group. Is it a support group for lying about your health? Because that one you could lead, Chantel, and probably do a pretty good job. Look at his face. Contemplating. Sandra says, I remember when Swolenormous. Oh, yes. That's another way I think I also discovered Chantel. Was through Swolenormous years ago. Oh my gosh. I remember. I absolutely remember. Thank you for that memory, Sandra, because I used to watch him for that. And he was trying to get Chantel some help and support. And she blew that out the water too. So yeah, she's been offered personal trainers to help her. Cheekbones has also reached out to her to help her with her diet, and she refused. She doesn't want help, because when people offer her and offer it for free, because obviously there could be a collab there. That's always a benefit to another channel, as we know. This Saturday, Eloise and I will be getting together 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think it's 7 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And we will be talking about all the weight loss drugs and kind of tying it to Anna and tying it to the fact that Chantel would not take them, and just all the new stuff, because it's constantly in the news. And so we're going to be talking about all those drugs on Saturday. So if you want to hear more about drugs like Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, all the latest stuff, because there's always stuff coming out more and more about these medications, and you want to have a chance to connect with a pharmacist, then we will have that opportunity this coming Saturday with Miss Eloise. So just to give you a heads up, it's very exciting. But no, Chantel. Support group, we cannot figure it out. You can't just say support group. She's still got a minute to go with sadness.
Where we can talk to each other like when we're going through the same problems and have like a positive space on the internet, you know, to express ourselves, kind of like a little safe space.
I.e., where she can't have YouTube reaction channels looking to see what manipulation tactics she's trying to have on her audience and how she's trying to like dry bag literally money from them. Probably. I wouldn't be surprised if she wouldn't charge for the support. Girl, you can't lead a support group. How, if you can't actually do the work yourself, you should not be trying to support other people trying to do that. You need to actually go to goddamn therapy, pardon my French, and seek professional help. You trying to just like cowboy this thing through is never going to be successful. Support group. I still cannot believe it.
All right, guys. I hope you're having a good day, better day. If you're not, keep your head up. That's all we can do. Keep swimming. I'm going to keep swimming because I think it might be working a bit. Maybe I burn more calories than I realize because usually when I go swimming, like after I turn the live off, I still swam for like another hour. I love it. I do love it.
Thank you, Blue Hunter.
I do want to get out there and walk too. Friday, I think it's going to start being hot, like maybe 41 degrees Celsius. Right now, it's about 30.
I think I just want to get out there and walk, and I'm going to go to the beach, and I'm going to travel, and I'm going to Japan. I'm going to a base camp. I don't mean to be sarcastic. Well, maybe I do, but it's just, it sounds like the fantasies of a child. I'm going to start a support group, and I'm going to do this. And to think that you couldn't have created your own positive space in your own channel. I'm glad that people think my channel is fun. Sometimes people say I'm too harsh on Chantel, and I should be kinder and more compassionate as an RN. But obviously, what I don't like the idea of is somebody as a medical professional, is somebody as ill prepared as Chantel thinking she could lead a support group. It's just like where you have to come in as a healthcare professional and say, no, sweetheart, that's actually not territory you need to go to. And you need to back away from that idea. And you actually need to just seek professional help on your own at this time and get off the internet. But she's not going to listen to any of that advice.
30, but it's like more gloomy today.
Oh, well, thank you, Cozy J.
So I was going to wash those
thank you,
windows.
Pat. Yeah, I'm definitely real.
Super long arms. I have T-Rex arms. All right, guys. See you later. Bye. Hi, guys. Welcome back
Okay,
to-
it was the same again. Intros are so passe. So let's see what our audience said real fast. I'm sure her live swim over. Let me just double check. Is she still going? I'm sure it's ended now. Just live swims now all the time. Okay. All right. She got 117 comments. She's actually had, a few people check in. She's just hashtag Foodie Beauty. Oh. She didn't convert her weight. My new weight in pounds is 345.9. I thought she said 347. Whatever. Whatever. This is a lie. Victoria says, if you don't want to talk about your new health problems, don't keep mentioning it. She's still live in that pool. God, I hope not. How is she still live in that pool? And it says, no one would have known had you not said anything. Also, others manage to do weigh-ins without showing their bodies. You do you. I just wish you would stop constantly lying and making excuses. And then this lady says, you can claim you got a new diagnosis. and new medications for it, yet you had to weigh yourself at home? The doctors would have done that at their office. You clearly didn't go to the doctor. Well spotted, Jolly Rancher. Well spotted. And then Danny tells Chantel, you need serious inpatient medical intervention. Cellulitis and kidney disease are just the beginning. So we've gotten back over to the cellulitis again. Gosh, at least we forget. We got that one recently. Okay, this young lady says uncontrolled diabetes causes weight loss despite diet and activity levels. I would be very, very concerned if I were you. Is that so, Cheekbones, that uncontrolled diabetes can cause weight loss? I've never, I mean, I guess it means that you're just not getting any. I mean, I just always understood it the other way, because the blood sugar has to go into something. It usually goes into the fat tissue. Well, her audience is just getting all smarts over here. All types of smart. Title, I have another disease. The actual content, I don't want to talk about it. Super Candy Junk says, people are telling you she's got renal failure. Says, you come on here and talk about things you want to do, your health problems, and we want to feel sorry for you. But you don't do anything to help yourself. You need intense therapy and probably inpatient. I guess they've been watching the reaction channels too, because we've really been going on about it. Or you're never going to get better. It is or they've been watching Tammy Slayton. It's very obvious you can't do this on your own. You seem to do a little better in Canada because you were out doing things. The agoraphobia wasn't as hard in Canada. Not just sitting in the apartment all day. People are like telling her, therapy, not a Facebook support group, inpatient treatment. They all agree with us. All agree. You've seen it in type 1s, but not type 2s. Yes. Yes, type 1s, not type 2s. I've never known it in a type 2 diabetic. Not in a type 2. Chantel, you're not losing weight. Now she got people think she's losing weight and they're concerned. We know girl not losing weight. All right, let's see if this is still, let's just finish out. Is she still going? Oh, thank you, Jesus. They swam for like 47 minutes. Okay, good. We're not going to check on the swim because I don't care to see Salah tonight. But the comments are great. The comments are popping tonight. They're if Sarah comes in here as an RN and says, hello, RN here. Unexplained weight loss could mean that your body is no longer to make insulin itself, which is what we talked about, the type 1s. Or you're not taking enough insulin if on it. And so glucose never reaches the cells via insulin and just stays in the blood. This puts a lot of pressure on the body. We talk about this all the time, especially your kidneys to excrete excess sugars. Your body also then thinks it's starving, so starts to burn fat and muscle. I was about to say the muscle, yeah. If you're serious about weight loss and achieving your personal goals in life, I think you need to look beyond your own means of doing things since it's not been successful for you. This poor nurse, she's trying, man. Have you talked with your healthcare provider about a GLP-1 receptor agonist? Yes, and unfortunately, she didn't like the way it made her feel because it took away her hunger. Inpatient treatment, rehab, weight loss surgery, etc. Well, we know she probably wouldn't be a weight loss surgery candidate, unfortunately, because of the history of the PEs and stuff. I've seen patients who can't travel anymore because of kidney failure, blindness, debilitating infections, amputations of limb, all from severe diabetes. Yes, we have. And it's getting worse every year. And these patients get very sick. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but it's okay if you can't do it yourself. Get the help you need. I wish you all the best. Well, Sarah, you are a sweet and caring nurse, because we have all tried to give the same messages. I certainly have on this channel when I first started. I certainly wasn't quite, well, I was always a little bit salty. But because I knew Chantel's history and I knew how negligent she was with her health. So yeah, she's just, Bezos are on fire. I know. They're not happy. The Bezos are not happy at this time. This one says addictions don't just go away miraculously. Addictions take professional help. At your stage, you need inpatient treatment. It's very arrogant to believe otherwise. Humble yourself. And then someone else said, she's clearly spoofing ARL. Or ALL, sorry. Which is what we're thinking too. Is that this is just her playing on Amber Lynn. Or maybe she's spoofing her. That's a good thought. Rocky's Beats. And this person thinks the same way I do. When did you go to the doctor? When do they prescribe you a new medication? When did you go to pick it up at the pharmacy? Like, when did this happen? And then they're saying weight loss and diabetes, untreated diabetes. I don't know if she's having any actual weight loss. Oh, Pizza's gone live. I don't know if she's actually having any weight loss. I don't think we should believe that scale. I mean, she's emotionally manipulating her audience. Yeah, she is. And Joanna says, she's just fallen to the wayside. Yeah, they're all on the money. There's not any of these folks in here saying anything about, oh, you go, girl, or I can't wait till you start that support group. As people are like, it must be congestive heart failure or renal failure. And then you don't seem to want to change. You seem to want to continue doing what you're doing without consequences. And somebody's telling her she should join Overeaters Anonymous here. And then people are telling about kidney problems aren't any jokes. And then someone's, Emily, she's funny. Are your hallways air conditioned? Walk them. Oh, Chantel. I guess you're feeling better now because we saw you were in the pool. That's how I started my live stream today. So I'm guessing we will see what mukbang she has for tomorrow. All right, guys. Those of you who are members, look out because I will be posting time and a day for the members only live stream. I'm just trying to sort of think of a topic to make it interesting. And then I'm going to do some exclusive videos. I'm still editing the one from my sad trip to Hopewell, Virginia. And so I need to get that completed out. But anyway, I'm just so glad all of you came into the chat. You can drop some stethoscopes if you're a member. You can drop me some stethoscopes and the emojis because we don't know what's up with her and computers because we still got to investigate because she's not told us what she's actually sick with. So, yeah, we learned nothing except Chantel continues to lie. Chantel continues to lie about a health arc. And nothing's going to change because we know tomorrow she'll be having a mukbang. So it's kind of where we're at. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for showing all the pancreases and everything else. Let me thank all of my members. Thank you guys so much. Let me thank Tallyhoo and MK for the super chats this evening. They were very appreciated. Thank you guys. I'm going to try to start learning how to do like little giveaway type thing. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to use Nightbot. Nightbot is not the easiest thing in the world to use. I have discovered over time. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to bring up my branded song and I'm going to head on out and I will see you guys on the next live. Love you all. All my moderators. Thank you guys too. Sorry. I suddenly had my screen go weird. Hold on. I was going to go. Hold on. Let me get back to the chat. Hold on. I want to make sure I thank all my mods who were here tonight. Miss Pat Ray, thank you so much for being here. I also have Miss Rosebud. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Am I missing my any other extra mods that I'm missing here? Good night, Eileen. Oh, well, thank you for saying it was a group of lovely people. Yes, we do. We got great people in the chat. You're welcome, Blue Hunter. You come back and join us. We got all these. Thank you, Cheekbones. We need all this. We need it all. Who am I missing from my? I know Brooke A was around at some point. Am I missing? I know Angel wasn't here. I know Bella went to sleep. Who am I missing of my mods? You know I love you all. And sometimes I'm forgetful, but I want to thank you all for being here, supporting the channel. If you haven't had a chance to give me a like before you head out, I certainly do appreciate it. It really does make a difference and gets people to come on over and see us. I didn't do any bringing up of my serious medical stuff up tonight. I thought we would just have a little bit of fun, maybe give ourselves a sort of a support group as we work our way through Chantel's lies. All right, guys. I can't wait to see you till next time. And we'll see you then. Bye.